Housemaid's last goodbye. Before the doppelganger incident, my cousin experienced another scary event after our housemaid died. This housemaid of ours has taken care of her since she was a small child, and luckily I got a chance to see and spend time with her until I entered first grade. This housemaid of ours, 8 Sailing, not her real name, was really nice to us. She took care of us whenever my cousin's mom wasn't around and always made sure that we were okay, even though my cousin and I would always prank her. She was more of a family than a housemaid. Since I was the youngest in the household, whenever she goes out and no one's around the house to look after me, she takes me with her after asking permission from my aunt. Usually, she just visits her relatives until late in the afternoon. Then we'll go to the sari store in our subdivision and she'll treat me with the pasalubong bread that was longer and bigger than today's fudgy bar, and it only costs 5 pesos back then. Filipinos in their mid and late 20s knows about this, and then we'll finally head back home. One day, I noticed that she wasn't around the house, and made me wonder then until my aunt told me that 8 Sailing died from a heart attack. Back then I didn't know how serious the word dead is, so I didn't cry, but I did know that we'll never see her again. I don't know what day this actually happened, but maybe the night or a day after 8 Sailing died. She made her presence known to my cousin. As to what my cousin relayed to us, she said that just before she was about to fall asleep, the edge of her bed on her right side suddenly dipped like someone just sat there. She was alone in her room, so she knows that it was something paranormal. Since she was too scared to look, she just covered herself with her blanket and kept her eyes closed. After a few moments, the feeling of someone sitting on her bed didn't go away, but instead, it moved and my cousin felt someone hugging her. This scared her a lot, so she immediately went out of the room carrying her pillow and came knocking to her mother's room to spend the night there. And well, she actually slept there for days. The next morning, after my cousin told us what happened, my aunt just said that maybe it was 8 Sailing saying her last goodbye to her, as she was practically the one who took care of her until her last days of being our housemaid. This event doesn't really scare me, but instead, I find it wholesome as I loved that housemaid of ours.